People die in ICE custody, people die in county jails, people die in state prisons.
Group of detainees at Chrome standing in what you can see is an SOS formation. Overcrowding at Chrome, and of there not being enough beds and him having to sleep on the floor.
Let's jump into one of the more tragic CNN segments we've covered on the channel about an immigrant Trump had detained who died in ICE custody, a 75-year-old man, showing the heinous treatment of migrants front and center. So leave us a like on the video if you can. It helps us out a ton, gives us a boost in the algorithm, and let's get right to the discussion.
He's a Cuban immigrant who came to the United States nearly 6 decades ago, likely allowed entry under parole programs for Cubans fleeing Fidel Castro's communist regime. He came to the United States back when he was 16 years old, reportedly working as a mechanic and fisherman. But in June, Perez was arrested by ICE when his family says that he was sitting at a community center. You can see him here in this photo provided by a family friend, the white beard, his hands behind his back. ICE says that he was charged with inadmissibility pursuant to the Immigration and Nationality Act. He was sent about an hour east of the facility where President Trump toured today to Chrome Detention Center, which in recent weeks has been in the spotlight for moments like this one. Around the time of Perez's arrest, local media captured this demonstration. It's a group of detainees at Chrome standing in what you can see is an SOS formation.
And we're going to get into exactly what happened to him, but I do briefly want you to really consider this. A man who came here through legal means on a parole system, has been here for 6 decades, who has no violent criminal history. He has 2 charges for marijuana possession, was long time a worker who has contributed both through taxes and as a consumer, now being picked up and sent to a high-profile detainment center, high profile for its maltreatment of its inmates, as if he's some scary violent criminal that needs this. He's a 75-year-old man who has been here since he was a child. The inhumanity is intolerable. Something has to be done. There has to be another way.
According to a medical intake completed the day after Perez's arrest, he had been diagnosed with multiple health problems. His former partner, Maria Alanis, told the Miami Herald that the 75-year-old complained of severe overcrowding at Chrome and of there not being enough beds and him having to sleep on the floor. About 2 weeks after entering Chrome, Perez had to be taken to a local hospital where ICE says that he was admitted with unstable angina, cardiac issues that could lead to a heart attack. ICE says that he was discharged last Wednesday, but then the next day he reported chest pains and suffered a medical emergency. Rescue crews were able to revive him and then transfer him to a local hospital for treatment, but a short time later, he was pronounced dead.
So again, just step back and really think about this. They took a 75-year-old man with serious health issues and stuffed him into an overcrowded facility where he was forced to sleep on the floor. The mix of those conditions, the anxiety from being picked up and removed from his family, his home. I mean, imagine what he must have felt and how that could contribute to his condition worsening. For reference, the facility is designed for 600 inmates, but holds regularly over 1,000, sometimes upwards of 1,700. There's rooms of 65 that normally have like 200 people in them. NPR has reported detainees can receive as little as 1 glass of water, 1 cup of rice each and every day. There's reporting of over-medication, of patients with mental diagnoses, chronic pain being ignored, verbal threats, physical violence, and they shoved this old man, 75-year-old man who came here through legal means and has no violent history, into this cell, and into this facility. This death is on Donald Trump's hands.
ICE says that, quote, it remains committed to ensuring that all those in its custody reside in safe, secure, and humane environments. Comprehensive medical care is provided from the moment that individuals arrive throughout the entirety of their stay. Here's the president's border czar, Tom Homan, at the White House when he was asked about Perez's case.
I'm unaware of that. I'm not aware of that. I mean, people die in ICE custody. People die in county jails. People die in state prisons. I mean, if you look at, when I was ICE director and we drilled down that, the question should be how many lives does ICE save? Because when they go into detention, we find many with diseases and stuff that we deal with right away to prevent that. So I'm not aware of that specific case, but I'll say this. People can argue with me all they want, but the facts are the facts. I think that politicians in New Jersey found this out, that we have the highest detention standards in the industry.
The official cause of death for Isidro Perez is still being investigated. His family, though, has questions, including his stepdaughter, who told the Miami Herald, quote, "I don't understand what's really going on. We're all human. Why are they..."
Important to note also that under Donald Trump, we've already had the deadliest year in ICE history in terms of detainees dying, and this is only, 7 months through, and the point is the cruelty. That's why we're seeing this. Just like it would be if his reference with a prison, if a 75-year-old man was picked up for jaywalking, the prison that he was picked up or sent to saw that he had severe health conditions, and they said, and they just threw him on the floor in a crowded cell. Only racism could motivate you to treat a human like that, but then to write off this kind of treatment as somehow okay because, civil infraction. Again, but felon can be president. This is after a 2-year-old citizen has also been deported against the wishes of their parent. People have been picked up without crime, held for weeks without accusation. It's a Gestapo-esque rounding up of people on ethnic grounds being cheered on by the MAGA cult.